Good evening, family. Welcome to another edition of Thorough Black Talk with your sister Keisha, your brother Tad, and your brother Ashe SJ. Will be joining us shortly as we prepare, or we are in the midst of a terrible storm right here in Brooklyn. And I hope everything is all right where all of you reside. I hope you all are safe and in the best of health, and that is both mentally and physically, because it seems mentally a lot of us are going through it. But I want us to remain strong. You cannot get the enemy no leg on you. You got to remain strong at all costs. But tonight we got a lot to discuss with you all. We're going to have our guest, Sister Angela Sayles, to come in, and we're going to deal with money matters and community matters and business matters. Hopefully, to give you some tips on how to improve your business, from HR to marketing to cooperative economics, all of it. We're going to deal with it all tonight, because as the country and the world moves forward, the G8 summit just happened, and the focus was to continue to push um, these juice mandates. So we're going to deal with all of that as well, because it is mentally stressful on a lot of folks, and a lot of folks are afraid, don't know what to do. You have information coming from various sides, and a lot of people are confused. And that's the way they want you to be. They want you to remain confused, because when you are confused, you can make decisions that are not in your best interest. So that's definitely part of the master plan. So we're going to deal with that as well. Also, all over mainstream media here in the United States of America, we keep hearing about this woman, this Gabby Petito, or whatever the hell her name is, who was murdered by her alleged boyfriend. And they keep pushing and pushing and pushing justice, and there's an investigation, or so they say there is. But we know that to be different, because when it comes to black women and black girls, they don't have that same type of energy. However, it is black women, and I have to say this, black women who give their undevoted attention to these media networks that don't serve you in your interests. Now, that's a little crazy to me, but we're going to deal with that as well. Also, I want to thank Attorney Easily Danto for sending us these wonderful T-shirts. I don't know if you can see it. Can y'all see that? Very nice T-shirts, ancestral honor and respect. In fact, she sent me quite a few. So tonight, we are going to be giving away a couple of them to our viewers, based on your comments and questions that you put in the chat. Brother Ashe, Brother Tad, and myself, we will be behind the scenes, and we will vote who will get these great T-shirts. So I thank her for sending those to us. The only request we have of you is that whoever wins the T-shirts tonight, when you put it on, just take a picture and send it to me, because she wants to see that. So we're going to oblige her in that. So, and also, as the world turns up, because they turning up around the world as it relates to these mandates, these forced lockdowns, in particular Australia. The world is turning up, but it seems that the American is sitting on their hands And it's not a good look. It's not a good look. Now, I'm not telling you you got to go out there and act the fool, but especially black folks, you got to make a move to do some serious things because as we see what's happening at the Texas border with our brothers and sisters from Haiti who are suffering, we're going to dig into that as well because I ask, where are all these Haitian groups at? Where are the Haitians for Democrats at? Where are the Haitians for Republicans at? You have a slew of first generation Americans, meaning their parents and grandparents came from somewhere else. They ain't from here. Came from somewhere else, yet they are silent on this. They had all that smoke when Donald Trump was in office. They had all that smoke when they was pushing black people to get out and vote. They had all this energy and still have all this energy for other groups and their agendas, in particular LGBTQ, whatever they want to call themselves. They got all this energy, but they ain't got no damn energy for what's happening at the border. In fact, when you look at these videos and photographs, it's reminiscent of a slave plantation. That too is psychological abuse. You have here in New York City um, a large Haitian population. In fact, in Miami, in Flatbush, Brooklyn, both Little Haiti, in both areas, both regions, silent on this. The West Indian uh, Caribbean Day Parade that takes place every Labor Day garnered millions of people, millions of dollars generated on that one day. Yet the board of the West Indian American Day Parade are silent as it relates to what is happening at the border. So we're going to get into all of that because I don't want folks jumping out of the window for nothing. You know, we're going to talk about some things that may make some people uncomfortable, but I keep it 100. That's why you here on the Brooklyn Bridge, baby, because I give it to you real. So I want to give some shout outs real quick. Shout out to Sister Marie. Hope all is well with you and your family. Good to you. Yes, awesome, awesome. So we're going to be giving these away tonight. So you make sure, for those of you who are watching, that you continue to the very end because you want to win one of these T-shirts. And it could be either black or white, we ain't going to tell you, like I said, the sister sent us some T-shirts to give away. We actually gifted one already, but you all can win some tonight. So thank you. Thank you. Salute to you too as well. Brother Idi Amin, they don't want to make Biden unhappy. Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, brother. Hold tight because we're going to take it back a little bit. Before Biden won the election, a trip he made down to Miami, to Little Haiti. So I'm glad you brought that up. Good thinking, my brother. Good thinking. Sister Angela, yes, we will see you in a few. Can't wait to get you on a check-in because we got to deal with some things. Yes, that is true, my brother. That is true. Yes. And thank you, sister. So again, thank you for all of you who are tuning in. Keep those comments coming, keep those questions coming because you want to win the t-shirts tonight. And Brother Tad, Brother Ashe, and myself are voting behind the scenes to make sure it's fair. I don't want to be impartial. But we're gonna get right into it because, like I said, family, a lot of things are taking place on the border. And things are looking real bad, you know, for our brothers and sisters. It's looking real bad. It's, as they said, what's that movie? Color Purple. Things are looking pretty bad and looking mighty low. This is reminiscent of a slave plantation. I mean, you got the Yarugu up here with the bullwhip. Brother are running for refuge. Now, mind you, the United Snakes of America's former president and his wife, Bill and Hillary Clinton, and their cohorts have ravaged the country of Haiti, stealing natural resources, stealing donated funds, putting people in their family and in their crew ahead of a trust to dig out the gold that's coming, that is under the ground in Haiti. You have all of these NGOs, non-governmental organizations who go down there for humanitarian relief, accused of pedophilia, some found guilty of pedophilia and rape and stealing and thievery. You have the elite class of that country, who don't give a damn about what's happening, who put people in positions of power not to spread power, wealth, economic stature, political equality throughout the country for the general populace. No, they do it to maintain the status quo. And you have a lot of them, mulatto, who like to identify as such and think they getting better heaven somewhere else. That's a lie. So we're gonna deal with all of that tonight. But what are your thoughts on this photograph? Is it reminiscent of a slave plantation to you, or is it just me? You know, just think of the overseer looking and searching for runaways or enslaved Africans who they deem unsavory. Is that not reminiscent to you? I mean, just look at, the shenanigans that's going on. Hold on, I want to show something else here because this stuff right here really burns my butt. And it really makes me upset when I see certain things happen and people turn a blind eye to things. Literally, you got black men, women, and children, tens of thousands, literally wading in the damn water. Hold on, family. I don't know. They trying to mess with me already. Literally wading in the water. Literally. Where is the Hispanic? Where is the DACA crew? Where are all those Latinos who was rah for immigration rights? Where the hell they at? You had Latinos at the Mexican border, the Canadian border, human shields, if you will. Where they at for our people? We are the only ones that be talking that black brown stuff. But when the roles are reversed, where's everybody at? Where are those 20 million Latinos who were given asylum in sanctuary cities throughout the United States? Where they at? Where this black-brown coalition at? Where is the Latino congressional body at? Huh? Like I said, you have first generation black people whose parents and grandparents came from somewhere else. Now a part of the congressional body. Where the hell they at? Huh? The same ones who were out here saying, we got to get Biden in. We got to get Biden in. Silent. While our brothers and sisters are wading in the damn water. Literally. Literally. Reminiscent of slave plantations. We like to forget because it's very hurtful. It's disturbing when we see these images like this. You know, people get upset, so they want to turn it off. I don't like to turn it off. I like to keep it on. Don't turn a damn thing off. Keep it on, keep it going. Yeah, because keep that same damn energy. All these people who was talking about, well, we got to get the Donald Trump out of office. We got to get him out fast because the country is going bad. Biden, Joe Biden, said he want to hex it. Get these Haitian folks up out of here. Where the hell is Al Sharpton at? Huh? Who was out here panhandling for the Democratic Party? You don't see him out here. Where the hell is old Hazel Dukes from the NAACP? Where's she at? Huh? Where they at? Where is Hakeem Jeffries on this? He is the third man in charge. Where he at on this? Other than rhetoric, what are they doing about it? Nothing. You don't hear a mumbling word from these people as it relates to our brothers and sisters who are suffering at the border, literally wading in the goddamn water. We don't hear nothing. Huh? You have, like I said, the board and the advisory committee of the West Indian American Day Carnival. Where the hell they at? Huh? They claim to be supporters of humanitarian efforts. Where the hell they at? Huh? Over 1 million people prior to the pandemic came out every year to this carnival. Millions of dollars generated for the city of New York. Where the hell is the mayor's wife? Where is Shirlene McCray? Ain't she Jamaican? She's Caribbean. Where the hell she at? Huh? Silent. But she was all out here talking about asylum for the Latino. Watch these heifers. You got to watch them. And I warn black people, stop voting. Stop voting. Don't place another goddamn vote for nobody in no political party that is financed and led by other folks with other agendas. Where's that? Nowhere. So I want you all to remember that as we go through this tonight. What's up, brother Ashe SJ in the building? You know, I'm wearing my ancestral honor and respect, courtesy of Easily Danto. I told the family we're going to be giving away a couple of them tonight. So me, you, and Tad, we'll be voting behind the scenes based on the comments and questions of who going to get these T-shirts. So how you feel, brother? Because I'm getting hot, I'm getting annoyed, I'm ticked off, and I'm trying to keep my blood pressure down. What's up with you, brother?
I'm chilling, man. Yo, once again, thank you to everybody that supports us week to week. This is Thorough Black Talk. Please make sure you share this video right now because we are about to have an amazing guest. Sister Keisha got the plug, got the connect. We're going to talk about finances tonight, you know, and as usual, our conversations usually all wrapped in one. It's all connected. So whether we're talking about what's going on with our people in the diaspora and Haiti, if we talk about in America with finances, if we talk about on a continent, it all comes together. You know what I'm saying? These are things that it's just different parts of the battlefield, you know, but it all comes together at the end of the day. So we got to make sure that we are focused on every single angle of this assault that's happening on our people. The only way we really going to get free is if we got all our ground covered. You know, so we're going to have a very thorough show. But of course, when we talk about this hot topic with Haiti right now, It's crazy, man. It's like our brothers and sisters out there, they can't get a break. It's a lot going on. But it's the strongest place. It's one of the strongest places in history, and this is just another testament in history for Haitians, and not just Haitians, but also just Black people in general, and it's sad because I hear what Keisha is saying about the West Indian community and things of that nature. You're absolutely right. Not enough of these other countries, or even a West Indian, as a whole, not enough of them come together and say, look, we are actually going to ride for each other. And that's because, well, not Haiti specifically, but a lot of these other Caribbean countries, especially like Trinidad, where it's a crazy melting pot. Jamaica, oh, you see the tourists, they welcome them white devils with open arms. You know what I'm saying? All of these countries, Barbados, all of these countries that make their money off tourism, they become a melting pot so much that it's like, are you really going to still consider yourself an African? Or are you going to claim Trinidad and Jamaica and all of these countries over you being Black? You know what I'm saying? Because some of them, they just think, oh, I'm a Trinidadian, I'm a Jamaican, and this and that. They don't even say they African. They don't even register like that. You know what I'm saying? So when they see what's going on with Haiti, which is a different kind of West Indian country, because Haiti is very Black, extremely Black. Now, don't get it twisted. They got the mulattoes and they got some white people up in the hills and things of that nature. And that's the ones that they put in the forefront or behind the scenes, pulling strings and things of that nature. So they got it. But mostly Haiti is extremely Black. And this is why, we never see the support that it's supposed to be getting, especially with it being so prevalent when it comes to our history and things of that nature. And the fact that they owe, these people made so much money. I read an article, somebody put up an article talking about how the U.S. Has become extremely rich and things of that nature. Obviously you talk about the Louisiana Purchase, you know what I'm saying? Who owned that property? France. And where was France getting their money from? All of the money they was making in Haiti. You know what I'm saying? So it's so many things that's tied into this when it comes to the U.S., but it's not even with just, the assassination of the president or the natural disasters, but Haiti is such a rich land when it comes to minerals, products and things of that nature as well. So they've been had their foot on the necks of our brothers and sisters in Haiti and IAT, the African name. And right now they just showing that they really don't care. They just gonna milk it until it's dry, and they don't give a damn about the people, So it's really up to us to come together, especially like you said, when it comes to the West Indian Islands. That's something that you could bond together off easily. But just as Africans, I saw a video earlier today. I don't know if you saw it, Keisha. It was with the sister, the one that used to play on the Jamie Foxx show. I think her name is Marcel.
Gabrielle.
Yeah, Gabrielle Marcel or something like that.
Yes.
And she was talking about
Garcelle.
Yeah, I will. Hopefully, I don't know if you could pull that up because that was worth watching. But she was talking about Haiti, and she was basically, pouring her heart out about everything that's happening. And then you had this other sister, very dark-skinned, chocolate, beautiful-looking sister. But she's over here talking about, I apologize on behalf of America. She says that to the Marcel, the Haitian actress from Jamie Foxx show. She says that. And I'm thinking in my mind, this is literally crazy because she thinks she's different. She actually thinks that she's any different from this sister that's the actress, the Haitian of Haitian descent, just because she don't have no connection to the Caribbean islands. You still Black, you darker than her. You know what I'm saying? You still an African descendant. So why you think you different? You not even in the goddamn position to apologize to her for America. Them white people here say that, they laughing up. She apologized for us? How can a Black person speak for the government of the United States? I don't care, even if they put you in a goddamn office or, in whatever position of power that you can have with the government. They just using you as a goddamn puppet. So it really don't matter. You really don't got no power. So can no Black person apologize on behalf of the United States to any other black person. I don't care where in the diaspora you from, Haiti, anywhere, Africans from the continent. But the fact that she even said this, it just shows you the mental illness that our people have, that one, she think that she different from Haiti. I don't know if she turned her nose up. She thinks she different from any West Indian or, immigrant. But her ass is even, I don't even know what's worse. Y'all tell us, family, what y'all think is worse? Put it in a comment. Immigrants like West Indians and things of nature, or even African immigrants that leave on they self, on their own terms, to come to America to fight, to find a better life, or the people like us that were actually dragged here, raped, all of that crazy stuff they did to us against our own will. If you ask me, the sister is in a worse goddamn position than the damn immigrant. You know what I'm saying? Those of us that were brung here and don't even know our connection to the motherland. We even worse, because we didn't have the option to be like, oh, I'm in Trinidad, I'm gonna leave, you know what I'm saying, to live a better life. They dragged our asses here. So how the hell, the fact that this woman thinks that she could apologize, it just shows you the separation between black people. You know what I'm saying? The separation when it comes to black people from America, black people from the West Indies, the Caribbean islands. You know what I'm saying? Black people from Africa, UK, all of these different places. Some of us, we actually think we differ from each other. And then it shows you the mental illness of this sister, because she think that she in a good position with these devils. You know what I'm saying? That she could speak for them and apologize. She actually thinks she a part of their goddamn little club that they got, the American club. You know, but it's so many levels of our damage and our sickness that our people are dealing with, family. You know, so these times right now that we living in is very crazy. It's also a very pivotal time. So don't get crazy and, get too stressed out and things of that nature. When things happen, we have to react, and not even react. We want to actually be ahead of it so we don't have to react. We want to prepare in advance. But at the same time, I'm just saying that we have to heighten our natural reflexes so that if anything should happen, we are already ready for it, family. You know what I'm saying? Because things are just going to continue to get worse and worse, whether we talking about this, whatever's going on with this pandemic, whether we talking about people losing their jobs or having to quit, no work, whether we talking about what we going to do to get free, brothers and sisters came all the way through countries, walked how many? I think they said it was 2,000 miles to get free. A lot of us can learn a lesson from that. How many of y'all are prepared to walk 2,000 miles for your freedom? Right here in America, huh? Because if I guarantee you, the way they murdering our people out here, if something like that happened to that sister that was on the show that had the nerve to apologize, and she had to flee America to get free, is she gonna walk 2,000 miles? Everybody ain't built like that to go through that, or to even begin that walk and not stop and turn around and say, oh, this is too much for me. You know what them people had to go through just to even walk to get there? You know what I'm saying? Then to stay there, I heard it's like 100 degrees in Texas right now. Our people out there with no water, you know what I'm saying? Probably horrible food, no bath, no restroom, no air conditioner in Texas. It's so much going on, family, so we really have to just make sure that we are trying to take the lessons out of everything, every scenario, every situation. If you are somebody that still believes that this country really cares about us, or they have a place for us, or they have a plan for us, just read. You don't even got to read history. Read current history. Read the news articles that are being put out right now. Because all of these discussions that are happening about diversity and things of that nature, even jobs that you work at, they start talking about diversity. That shows you that they don't even have a goddamn plan for us. They trying to sit down and figure something out. And even if they had a plan, would you want them to plan your future, or would you want to plan your own future? So that's why I'm grateful that we got our guest coming on tonight, because we're going to actually give you some solutions that you would think, oh, maybe it's not incorporated. Nope, it's absolutely incorporated to all parts of our liberation. We got to be financially free. We got to have systems in place. We got to have skills and know how to apply these things, you know what I'm saying? So that we can, once we have the application for that, we can apply it to any form of what's going on in our life. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's preparation or whether it's, you know, just building in any level. You know, preparation for a disaster, whether it's natural, economic disaster. I heard that there might be another goddamn meltdown when it comes to the government. And I heard that they still talking about stimulus packages and things of that nature. You know, so we don't know what's happening, family. The so-called holiday season is coming up. You know what I'm saying? It's the first holiday season after so-called after the pandemic. You know, what is that going to look like? Are we going to run out here and spend our money in these stores and forget what's going on with our brothers and sisters in Haiti? Because we got to get the new, you know, all our Christmas cards and all of that. You know what I'm saying? We got to get all of the toys for the kids that they going to break in 2 days after Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Or are we going to set ourselves up financially so we could get this power, so we could get this freedom? You know, because we can't do nothing sitting up here in our armchair talking about, oh, that's real sad what's happening with Haiti. That's messed up what's happening with Haiti. What's going to happen? A week, 2 weeks? Because, you know, the media ain't even covering half of the story right now. We're not getting a real story. And this is why we always say we need independent Black media. But we can't have independent Black media if we don't got Black finances, right? I mean, we got it here, but hey, how far is it going to reach? Are y'all sharing Thorough Black Talk? Share this link right now, family. You know what I'm saying? Because we about to have a great guest come in. I know we got our guest in queue, Sister Keisha. You want to talk about anything before?
Yeah, we definitely going to get Sister Angela in here, but we're going to come back to this article, which is very crucial. Because during the campaign, when it looked bleak for the Democratic Party, when things look like they might not pull off, you had a lot of folks who work within the party go around from state to state, city to city. And Biden himself said he was depending on the Haitian community to turn Florida blue. And they came out in large numbers. You get what you pay for. You get what you pay for, because here on Thorough Black Talk, we told you all to abstain from the vote. Stop. Don't do it anymore. In Australia, I don't know if you all see what's going on around the world. In Australia, I think they just imposed a lockdown because the people in Australia are turning the hell up. They beating up the police and everything else. Black people put all their eggs in voting. This is a physical and a spiritual war, and we are losing on both fronts. As Brother Ashe said, we definitely got to get our finances in order. However, when we do that, we have to have mechanisms in place to protect whatever we build. Whatever we build. Otherwise, they're going to come in and take it from you again. You have a mass exodus of employees around the globe. People just quitting their damn jobs. They ain't working no damn more. They not putting in 40-hour weeks anymore. In particular, Gen X's. They not, and shout out to them because they watch our show. You know, shout out to y'all. But in particular, Gen X's. 40% of the world's workforce walked off the job. No more. And so you have to put that together with the influx of your Latino and most certainly your Afghans. Connect the dots, family. We'll get into that.
Keisha? You know what's interesting too right now? Because I'm starting to see a lot of other people that don't look like us picking up on this Haitian conversation right now. And you know what they're going to try to turn it into. As soon as the Black Lives Matter crew and the Asian Lives Matter crew and all the other Lives Matter crews get it, they're going to turn this into an immigrant thing and not an African thing. When we know this is about African descendants, we know that even the immigrants from other places that do the same thing that these Haitian brothers and sisters are doing right now, and children, because they had children out there walking 2,000 miles to get here. You know what I'm saying? When these people that don't look like us do the same thing, they get VIP, roll the red carpet out. They get the VIP treatment. Matter of fact, they get the express line. They ice come in champagne glasses. But the ice that we deal with come on horses with whips and chains. You know what I'm saying? So this is what we dealing with. And these people, our brothers and sisters, are supposed to be getting their due process. Like when you come in, they said Biden is setting up planes and all of that to give people right to go back to Haiti again. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. Because when you come in with immigration and things of that nature, you're supposed to get an interview done. They supposed to give you an interview and see, like, all right, what's the reason are you applying for asylum, or what is the case? Like, are you afraid you're going to be murdered if you go back? What's the conditions? Like, they supposed to have an interview to give you, if they're going to allow you to stay in America. But from what we're hearing now, the stories and the articles are reporting that they already lining up planes to send our brothers and sisters back, But isn't that crazy? Because weren't they lining up planes? Where was that? Afghanistan or whatever just happened in Europe? Then they have the huge planes, filling up as many of them as they can to bring them here to America, to offer asylum to them. Because they was out there. And what was Black people doing at this time? Sharing all of the memes online, talking about, oh, thank you, we got to stand up for these Afghan or wherever. I don't even know the goddamn country. I really don't care, family. But y'all know what I'm talking about. With the Taliban and all of them. Now we sharing and saying, oh, we got to stand up and support them. Sharing all the memes online, changing your goddamn profile pictures to stand with these people. But look, on the reverse side, when America does planes for Black people, it's to send our asses right out of here. Nope, we got enough of y'all Negroes. That's not the word I was gonna say, but we got enough of y'all. Nah, y'all done built this country up already. Y'all built it up already. We don't need y'all anymore. You know what I'm saying? We just need y'all resources. This is why they still in Haiti. Haiti actually has this herb out there that's extremely powerful and very healthy when it comes to diseases, poisons, even like this, the jab and what we're dealing with now with this pandemic. They have a lot of things, resources, natural resources out there in Haiti that America and all these other countries are just pillaging. You know what I'm saying? And they don't give a damn about the people no more. So ultimately, they really don't care if we get exterminated or not, And a lot of our brothers and sisters need to really do their history and research on how powerful Haiti really is and stand with Haiti, because for a long time, we've been hearing a lot of down talk about, oh, you from there, oh, you from here, oh, ain't you poor, ain't you, things of that nature, like horrible language, horrible rumors that we spread around our other brothers and sisters from other places. And we never even been there. We don't even know how beautiful Haiti is. We don't even know how that water is clear blue. The same island as the goddamn Dominican Republic. And everybody going to DR for vacation, right? But ain't nobody going to Haiti for vacation. Meanwhile, they got the same goddamn beach. It's connected. The beach is connected. You can walk on the same damn beach from Haiti and get to DR. But nobody go on vacation to Haiti, right? When the only reason DR is probably that nice is because they getting all the money from tourism. Haiti ain't getting tourists like that, So these are things we got to contemplate, family, especially when we're talking about everything that's in. There's going to be a lot more articles coming out right now, family. Trust me. Everybody knows more and more about this story. And it's up to us to really get active and start weeding out some of these movements and organizations, because we already know a lot of people out here are scamming, trying to get money for Haiti relief. And really the money is going right into their pockets. So we got to get with some of our brothers and sisters that have boots on the ground, that are out there in Haiti or have been there and know people that are out there in Haiti. So we could get this money to the right places where we could really make it impactful. This is how we got to deal with our people. We got to work with what we got in our hands, family. And if we ain't got nothing, you better be willing to take something. You better be willing to take something. Cause I'm telling you, I don't meet up here on Thorough Black Talk. We gonna get it how we live. That's how we rock up here.
That's how we give it up.
Uh-huh.
That's how we give it up. But shout out Sister Alexis, Dr. Iya, 100%. 100%. Again, family, keep the comments and the questions coming because we are giving away a couple of these t-shirts tonight. Let me see. Giving away ancestral honor and respect, freedom, liberté t-shirts, all that courtesy of attorney Easily Danto, who loves Thorough Black Talk. And shout out to all the DJs on Twitch that show us love every week. All the DJs on Twitch, all of y'all, love y'all 100. You already know what it is. But without further ado, we're going to bring our guest in here. And remind me, Brother Ashe, when we close out, to give the connection between China and Haiti and the European Union. What's really going on?
Okay.
Make sure I tell that. But without further ado, family, we got our sister Angela in the building. We about to deal with this financial unity. We got a lot to discuss. I'm glad we have to connect to get her in here and deal with money matters and unity matters. And of course, you remember when we had Brother Tai Yahuru who came in, and he said she official. I already know she official. I already met the sister. I already know what it is. But you had somebody else other than Thorough Black Talk say it, so we ain't biased over here. So without further ado, Sister Angela, how you doing tonight, Queen? How you feeling?
Peace and love. Greetings, family. Can you see me okay? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
We see you and we hear you fine. I know you out and about doing what you do best. So we ain't going to be long, but we going to be strong. How about that?
Hey, so I'm going to say Ashe. And his name is Ashe, but Ashe means I agree. So every time I say your name, Ashe, that means I'm in agreement, and I'm in agreement with you, brother. So absolutely, let's get it popping.
So wait, I'm the most handsome man on the planet, right?
Ashe. Are cracking me up, Ashe. Yes. Yeah, you in the runnings. You in the runnings.
You ain't got no choice, Ashe.
Ashe.
See what I gotta deal with here, sis. You see.
I'm telling you.
Pray for me now. Pray for me. Keep praying for me.
Hallelujah.
But Sister Angela, just give the people an introduction as to who you are and what it is that you do, where you come from. First of all, where you come from, number one.
I represent Cleveland, Ohio, C-Town. We stay down, we keep the crown. That's just it. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm from. That's where my roots are from. Of course, they transcend here and go back to the continent somewhere, but I can't pinpoint that. But this is what born, raised, and bred me, Cleveland, Ohio, where I'm currently at. So that's where I represent. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. So some people refer to me as Sister Queen Angela. From Cleveland, Ohio. I've gone through all the we call PWIs, right? The white institutions, predominantly white institutions in terms of my education and going through corporate America. So I bring that background, but I consider myself a triple threat because I'm a corporate professional. I've did 25 years in corporate. First half of my career was in accounting and finance. The second half of my career was in HRIS, Human Resource Information Systems. I've been teaching at the university level for about 20 years. I teach accounting for business, personal finance and international business to associates, bachelor's, and master's candidates. And I'm also an entrepreneur. I'm pretty much a serial entrepreneur. I was doing entrepreneurial things as a hustle on the side when I was building my career, but then I left corporate about 6 years ago, came out on my own. I've been out here ever since. I founded a nonprofit organization. It's called the Institution of Financial Unity. And our mantra is financial unity for the global Black community. And I see my slides up there. We're going to work our way through that. So I guess it's a good time to segue into that. In addition, I'm a mother of two.
Don't forget, you're a world traveler. Don't forget that part.
Yes, I am. I've studied, work, and traveled abroad. We actually have a business land and investment tour coming up on the 11th of October. I'll be back in East Africa, Tanzania. The Institution of Financial Unity has partnered with 2 higher education institutions to develop centers of excellence. And so, yeah, we'll definitely get into that because, you know, with the FBA movement, the Black First movement, and all the movements we have here, I dig it. I understand the positions, how we need to look out for one another to build, but also, you know, we have to connect to our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. And many of you understand that. I don't know, I have to present the argument, but all other ethnic races, the Chinese, they can go to the Chinese government. Indians have the Indian government. You know, even Mexicans have the Mexican government, but we're here, you know, we have our indigenous populations, and then we have those that identify as people of African descent, and the land is right. So I definitely have studied, traveled abroad. I do business abroad, and, you know, that's part of my passion, to travel. So, yeah, so that's part of my background. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention I'm a mother of 2, you know, Black men. And so, that's part of my experience too, raising Black men in this terrain, you know, in this environment, to be decent, and, you know, raising them as a warrior class and to be able to survive and thrive and make it, you know, where we are in this America KKK. But yes, I
That's a
guess
fact.
Sister Keisha, since you got the slides up, I guess I can roll through that and, you know, tell the people about financial unity, and then
Right.
we can,
Let's
you
do
know, get
that.
into some. Okay, let's kick it. So this
Okay.
is our organizational profile. You can go to the next slide, and let me just allow me to introduce us. I think that, okay, there we go. Yeah, so our vision for financial unity is really, this is my life's work. You know, I've studied finance and education. I've worked in finance, and I don't care what profession you're in, you gotta have your finances in order. Because if you know, if you make $100,000 and you spend $150,000, you're no better off than somebody who make 30,000 but was able to save 10 of they 30, you know. So whatever vocation, business you're in, you know, having a fundamental understanding of how to deal with your finances is essential to survival, particularly in a capitalistic society, which is what we're in. So our vision is, you know, to create sophisticated and communication structures around finance. We believe in independence, and I have to credit that to Empress Chi, who, you know, is one of my proteges in terms of really driving in the idea that we have to build independent institutions. And we'll talk about that, you know, a little bit more. And our mission is to really help Black people to move from being just consumers and borrowers and workers into being producers, investors, and owners. And, you know, that concept is really taken from the work of Dr. Claude Anderson. Of course, we all know him. He's still with us. He's the author of Powernomics, Black Labor, White Wealth. And, you know, he did the blueprint for us, particularly for us here in the U.S. And so I think whatever work we decide to do in life, it has to be a furtherance of our ancestors and those that have come before us. Because what I taught is, if that your work doesn't connect to somebody before you, that's cool. You out here doing the work, but it should be a continuation of what our people have put down before us. So I definitely want to pay respect to Dr. Claude Anderson, to the brother Ken Bridges, to Reginald Lewis, Madam C.J. Walker, the Nation. You know, they have set some models, and the Honorable Marcus Garvey. I could never forget him, in terms of, you know, who we honor in terms of the work that we're putting out. The next, what you're looking at here is the Mpatapo symbol. It is from the Ashanti region of Ghana. It's an Ndinkra symbol, and we chose this symbol as our logo. The reason it's our logo is because the meaning behind it is it represents reconciliation after strife, you know, after there has been some division. It is a symbol of pacification. And this is so appropriate in my heart, because throughout the diaspora, even in our own communities locally, we have every device to divide us. It could be religion, it could be language, it could be, you know, the color of your skin, it could be, you know, the hood where you live at. So we have, and even across the water. So from local to global, we have a lot of factors that divide us. This symbol represents unity to me, because after all of that, it represents reconciliation and a bond to bring us back together. So that's why we chose this symbol to represent our institution. Okay, let's keep it moving. Thank you. So here is our organizational goals. I won't read them all because the slide is kind of small actually, but really we want, number one, to build an institution that lasts for at least 200 years. And I got that concept from Dr. Boyce Watkins when I was in his first cohort for the Black Business Boot Camp. And one of the concepts he teaches is that, you know, legacy building is about doing something that's going to last beyond you. If your vision goes in the grave, you know, after you transition, then you really, you know, you don't want that to happen. We know that when we call on the name of our ancestors, that their spirit still abides with us. So just as we're building institutions, we want to make sure that when we're gone, that the work continues. So that's our number one goal. But we also are here to support Black businesses. We're here to provide financial resources and tools. We're here to show other organizations how to be independent and sustain yourself in a way that's independent from government. And I hate to say white money, but yeah, it's kind of that, you know what I'm saying? Because we need to be able to manage ourselves and not be waiting around for a handout. And that's the one thing that I see is very prevailing in our communities. And also when I go to Africa, you know, with colonialism and the great white hope and savior, all that, people, you know, are waiting for somebody to come and give you something. And we know that's how it is here. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we need Section 8. Sometimes we need food stamps. Sometimes we need a voucher, whatever. That's cool, but that ain't there for us to live on. Like, we got to go and get it. And we have enough resources within our own community to sustain and be independent. And so our goals is to make sure we push that forth and provide, you know, real actions in terms of how do we do this and be able to do it on our own. Okay, I want to go to the next one. The next slide. And if you all want to dig into, I want to say one more thing about the goals. You can go to our website and you'll see those goals outlined. But I will say that some of our goals are public and published and some are not. So the goals that you see, we've decided to share with the world, but we also have goals as an institution that are not for everyone to know. It's for the inner circle. So just as a methodology to people who are in business or who have organizations, and you do publish information because you need support and you're trying to organize, that's cool. But some things that you know, are planning to do with your mission and with your goals don't have to be public. So just have discernment on what it is that you want to share and what you don't want to share. But those things are, you know, what we choose to share. So this next slide, I want to say, oh no, go back to that, Sister Keisha. Yeah, I want to just pause here for a minute because these are the pillars of our organization. Independence, which I spoke on before, you know, it has to do with us being independent. You know, that's kind of self-explanatory, but I don't see it because by me being in a nonprofit world for a few years, you know, there's something that we call the nonprofit industrial complex. So you can get money out here in nonprofit, but it still could be attached to an agenda. So we have to be very careful about what money we're taking because we're not going to let nobody tell us what to do. And that's what the independence is about. Of course, institution building is, you know, looking at those concepts of moving from being self-employed, you know, to being a business owner, to being actually being a manager of business, where now your business is running without you. And you're still able to generate income. And so that's a methodology that we have to look at because there's a lot of people out here, a lot of PPP folks, because I deal with them, you know, that are self-employed and contractors. And that's cool. That's the first step from leaving employment and going to self-employment. But the ultimate goal in that quadrant is that you can be away from your business and it sustains and it continues to make money. That's when you know that you actually have an institution. And then finally, integrity. You know, I can't overemphasize the principle of integrity. I deal with money and with people's money, and that's just as sensitive as you dealing with somebody's body. It's a very personal, you know, intimate thing. And so you can't be fooling with people's money. Like, you know, you got to be on the up and up. So that's why, you know, I I'm like dope man clean, not a damn stain on me, because, you know, I'm dealing with people's money and I got to be up and up and make sure that people trust me. You know, I'm reputable, I have credibility, and, you know, I'm able to do things with integrity. And period in life, that's what you should do. And honestly, any of my partners that come up stink or even foul and they don't have integrity, I can't fool with you, because we have too much to lose to be, you know, dealing with people that don't have integrity. So I want to say that. We can move to the next one. Okay, so of course, I'm about to give y'all some game now. When you're dealing with nonprofit organizations, you know, you offer programs. And I want to say this to my business people as a strategy. What financial unity is and structure is called a social enterprise, right? We're a socialpreneur. And what that means is that our work is for the betterment of the community. It's for, you know, a good cause. It's that we're out to help our people, but we're still a business, which is the entrepreneur side of it. So you still got to run things with efficiency and with effectiveness. So when I consult with my clients, I tell them as a strategy, you want to do PPP, right? Which is private public partnership. And what that means is that, and Sister Keisha, you know, we talked about how do you generate funds. What you want to do is not have just your for-profit, but also I encourage my clients to have a nonprofit. Why? Because if you have both, that opens up more streams of revenue. They're both businesses, in any case. One is a business for profit, one is a business for nonprofit. But having a nonprofit opens you up to at least 3 additional streams of revenue that you can't get in a for-profit business. And so part of that is the program. So these are the programs that we offer. At our core, we do financial literacy, we do business education. And so we work with artists, we work with those in food systems, we work with single parents, and, you know, we offer some free workshops to those in the community. That's our Get Your Money Right workshop series. And that really deals with personal finance and all aspects of personal finance. If you're not familiar with personal finance, there's like 7 tenets of personal finance. And then also we deal with business finance, which is different from personal finance. But sometimes they're interdependent and they intersect, because you need to have your personal finances together in order to start a business or maintain a business or be eligible for, you know, business credit or a business account, whatever case. So we teach you those things. This year in 2021, we launched a leadership, executive leadership program, because what I find when I jumped out here in the community wanting to do good, I'm like, oh, it's a lot of people with passion, but their skill sets are low. And then, you know, there's people that got high skill sets, but they ain't really checking for the community like that. They're more just on their thing. And so there's a gap, let me say, in the community marketplace. And so I found that as an opportunity to, you know, create some education and help people skill up, which is why you see Skill Up, to teach them how to do some basic things like do a presentation, public speaking, effective communication, you know, how to write a budget, you know, people management, and things like that. And so just how to be a leader and have some real skills, because you got to have both in order to make this thing work. And just recently, we've had an opportunity with the city to develop a residential project leader program. I'm coining that my own RPL, residential project leader, because what happens is there's a lot of grassroots organizations in our community, and people have good ideas, they'll do work, and then they'll get involved, and then they can't see it through to completion because, you know, they're missing some skills. And so we're launching that. So those are new, the leadership components, but finance, you know, are basic. And then the next section you see, I think that's my international stuff. Yeah, my advocacy for Black women. So shout out to Dr. Filet, Empress Chi. She got me really on the mission to help women and girls of African descent. I worked with her for about 3 years, I want to say, working on the MWM 20 anniversary reunion. And as a result of that, she introduced me to the United Nations Commission on the Status of Women. So I went there 2 years as an observer. And then after the anniversary was over, I was invited back to be on a panel. So I participated in a panel, and then there was a group of women who asked me to organize events for them at the United Nations. And so I did that. And ultimately, they asked me to come on board and to chair that organization. And we created an NGO. It's called the Global African Sheroes Union. We operate in 16 regions around the world. And I'll get into that a little bit more later, but that relates to finance, because one of the things that we decided works for us is using African sisterhood as a business development model. So when we're talking about developing business, we want to use sisterhood as a business development model. You probably haven't heard of that anywhere. And what that means is that we create our own marketplaces and we create our own avenues of trade, and that we trade with each other. We also developed a susu during COVID last year. We were able to make 10 small grants to sisters in different regions in order to help their communities during the time that things were shut down. And so just yesterday, it was the Durban, the United Nations has put together a forum on racism around the world. And one of our elders, Dr. Beryl Beekman, she's in Netherlands. She works out of Geneva mostly, but she spoke on the opening session on the Durban Declaration Program of Action, which is a 20-year recognition of racism around the world and xenophobia. So I know, like, of course, we know that the UN is not going to come in and save us. But part of our strategy has to be strategic, tactical, and operational. So we have to hit the grass tops as well as the grassroots. And so what we do at Financial Unity is create those bridges from local to global. So we are involved in using women, not using women, but working with women to help them come up. But also, you know, we have secret sauce as Black women, you know, as women of African descent, we can move in places. And so that's just an overview of some of the work that we do with the programming. Okay, let's go to the next one, Sister Keisha.
Quick question before we move to
Sure.
the next slide. When it relates to, let me highlight this, executive leadership and community skill up. I think that's very important because sometimes, and I know that you see the same thing that I see, you have so many people who are gung ho to do different things, but are in the wrong lane. So, for example, I know what my lane is and I stay in it. I'm not trying to be a financial advisor. That's your lane. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
When you have these workshops or classes or what have you, are you pointing out to those students or those businesses or whomever, nah, you can't get in this lane. This ain't for you. You stay over here and work this.
Well, that's a great question. Actually, before I try not to, what you want to say? I'm kind of rigid, like you know what I'm saying? I could be a little rough and raw around the edges. So I have to, as an instructor, as a coach, as a consultant, I have to handle with care my people. So part of that is really assessing what they're good at and also what their area of interest in. And sometimes if they have limitations, then, I have to kind of gently guide them to something that they're strong in. But just because they don't, there's a difference between understanding your capability, your intellectual capacity to understand and be able to get it. Because just because you don't have the skill now doesn't mean you can't be taught the skill, right? But the other thing is just gifting. Some of us have natural gifts, and if you're analytical, then you're going to be good at certain things. If you're creative, you're going to be good at other things. And so I think part of the training, which is right now very intimate, close knit, I work very closely, is really determining and helping my students and participants see which areas in which they're good at, and at least give them an opportunity to try their hand at something. So if they try it and it's a natural knack, then we want to increase that as a strength. If we see that, it's taking you a minute, we don't have a minute, we don't have 2 minutes, then my approach would be to teach them how to delegate, which is part of leadership. It's just like a president, right? The president don't have all the skills, you know what I'm saying? But they can provide some rah-rah, some motivation, some vision. But whoever's good at defense, give that to them. If somebody else is good at writing, give it to the person on your team that's good at writing. And so that's kind of how I handle, being able to cultivate our people in that lane. Because honestly, a lot of them, well, if they come in leadership, I'm not going to say we super traumatized, but in general, we're traumatized. So I try to, not too thugger on them like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, so that's what be my response to how we help them, you know, in their skill development and their leadership, and then just helping them to understand if you have limitations, use the other resources that are available to you. But at the end of the day, we want to be effective in getting the job done. You feel me?
Facts, facts. I'm glad you are that way because I am not. So, you know, you gonna get what you get with me because I don't. My patience is real short because I think oftentimes, especially when you're dealing with adults, they don't like to listen.
Mm.
They don't listen. So I'm glad you're doing that. Let's continue. I don't want to. Let's hurry. Let's get through this.
Okay. Yeah, we'll keep it moving. I will say this in response to that. Look, you make them pay. You don't want to listen, but you're going to pay, you know, for these skills and this time. Now, whether you, that's like anything, whether you get it or you don't, that's up to you. You know, try to get a return on your investment. So that's how, you know, I feel about it. All right. So the next set of programs we have is in food systems. This is major. And what does that have to do with financial unity? You know, one of the organizations I'm a principal of is the Little Africa Food Cooperative. And we're working to open a Black community-owned food grocery store and co-op. The reason I got involved with that, you know, their mission is we take ownership in feeding ourselves. And so that aligns with my goals of, you know, financial unity for the Black community, ownership and independence. But right now, the time that we're living in, it is so important that we have some ownership in feeding ourselves for every reason imaginable. I don't have to, you know, break that down. And so I've been able to get into the food system space. The Spirit spoke to me the other day on how to actually organize our people around this concept. And I'm not going to give it all up here in public, but I will just say that part of food insecurity, food sovereignty, health inequities and disparities, and you know, lack of wealth and ownership, we can solve a lot of those problems surrounding food. And so what we're working to do is not just organize food locally, but also nationally, and also make sure we have international sources of food, because we know if they shut down the grocery stores in any of our cities for, let's say, 3 weeks, and that's not far-fetched. It's not far-fetched. What are we gonna do? We think we on beast mode now. It's gonna be very bad for us. And so getting in the food space is great, particularly with me traveling abroad in Africa. Our tour is called Fertile Ground, the Fertile Ground Tour. Why? Because it is absolutely fertile ground. We're setting up manufacturing there. We're working with the women. So a lot of great things are going on. The last thing that I would like to say about developing food systems and cooperative, when we talk about money, this is where we can divest from capitalism a little bit, in a way, by being cooperative. If you develop any if you develop any type of co-op, that means that you share ownership with the people that you're cooperating with. So, you know, with a grocery store, for example, the community and the employees own the store, which means you should be prone to take better care of it, to patronize it, because you are vested in it. And it's like, we understand that, those of us that have investments. I'm sorry, it went a little dark here.
Uh-oh, your mic went.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We'll get her back in here in a few minutes. She's coming back. Hold on. There we go.
Can you hear me?
Got you.
Okay. What I was trying to say about cooperative ownership and why I advocate for that as a method or a solution for the Black community is because with the cooperative, you share ownership, and you also share in the success of the cooperative. So when we own something, like if you own a house, you're more likely to take care of it because it's your property that you own, versus if you're renting, it's somebody else's, maybe you don't care about it that much. So doing co-ops is a good idea. If we're a group of small businesses and say we all need to purchase t-shirts or cotton, or maybe we're all purchasing some food sources, or maybe shea butter, I don't know, whatever the product is, we could have a buyer's co-op where we organize together. Instead of I'm buying my little bit, you're buying your little bit, Sister Keisha, you know, Brother Ashe, you're buying your little bit. We all purchase as a purchasing block. And now we can leverage the price and negotiate better as a block. And that would be cooperative. We can do that in the housing space, you know, cooperatively own a multi-unit building. And so rent is not $2,000. We own it. We have everybody put in a $500 a month. We're all living. We're all doing good. And so part of the reason, you know, that I'm in food systems, because I believe in the cooperative model as a way for us to be able to be sustainable. So I just want to put that out there. And then finally, these are some other things that we're into. Oh, arts and culture, of course. One of my partners is the Teaching Artists Institute. And, you know, art, we use art for social transformation. We have to utilize our artists to make a difference in society. And so, of course, we've all heard the narrative of starving artists. And so what I do with the artists is teach them business development, like how you use your artistry to make a living or to make a difference in the workplace, or how can you use it for community development? How can you use art for business development? Like, we're dealing with a lot of trauma. And so music therapy is a thing. Hospitals will pay you for that. Art therapy is a thing. You know, so there's just different ways that artists can, you know, use their artistry to actually make a living. And so we've developed some programming around that. So that's what that's about. Okay, we can go to the next one. So, okay, I mentioned earlier, so the programming, you know, if you develop a nonprofit, you know, offers programs. So those are programs, but also the way that we sustain ourselves, there's 4 ways nonprofits generate revenue. Okay, so 1 is grants, 2 is donations, which can be charitable donations. 3 is you do fundraising and events. And then the 4th thing you can do is sell products and services. And so we focus on selling services and products to be sustainable. And so these are some of the services that we offer under our Unity Central Services. So everything from bookkeeping to taxes, we run payroll, we do budgets, we do financial statements for those that are writing like grants or RFPs, or if you're doing a business plan, you always need a financial, your financials is a component of that. So we help with that. We do coaching from a personal finance standpoint. We also do business coaching. We do project management. And so we have a whole array of services that we offer. I've created a team called it's called FUS. It's the Financial Unity Shared Services Team. And we tell our clients you're worth the fuss. And this concept of shared services, I don't know if you've ever heard of shared services, but basically shared services is a good business model or a good service model for nonprofits or for small businesses. We know that in our businesses, if you're a mom and pop shop, you are the HR department, you have to do the hiring. Your customer service, you have to make sure you provide an excellent service. You're the accountant, you're the technician, you know, you also have to perform the service, you have to clean the floor, you have to be everything. And so the concept that I developed around shared services is that we will provide you with some of your back office. You concentrate on generating demand, bringing in your clients, and delivering a quality service, and we'll take some of that, you know, back office support services off of you. And so that's what my team actually does. So that's our services. We can go to the next one. We also offer products. So we offer our products under different brands. I do have a food and beverage company, which is one under our beverage division is Unity Beverages. So we just keeping with the theme of unity, umoja, you know, us coming as one. I do fresh juices here locally, but I've also created a powdered version of my signature drink, which is the lemon ginger fusion. Is health and wellness products. We're looking to produce those in Africa and the Caribbean because they have a longer shelf life. But we're actually did a soft launching in Kumasi, Ghana of our product. We did a soft launch in Ocho Rios and Jamaica, and then we've also did a soft launch over in Tanzania. But we're in partnership to actually begin manufacturing. There's a lot to it because you need roads and things like that. but we have a workforce. We're building a team. We have the project, and we're moving forward with that. So anybody interested in actually, you know, diversifying your business portfolio and looking at new opportunities, then, you know, holler at us. And then also we, because we travel, we find authentic merchandise and authentic art. So we become an art reseller under the Unity apparel and art brand. And so, you know, that's pretty much like vending, but we want to set up online to be able to do that. They're one of a kind. They're not prints, you know, custom. And we just make sure we get one of a kind things so that we have unique items in the marketplace. And then we have other products. I'll explain those to you. But the reason I'm sharing this is because if you're an entrepreneur, you want to be independent. You know, I know everybody's heard of 3 streams of income. Some have heard of 5, 6, 7. So it's just important to, if you can offer services and products, then that's great. You know what I mean? But you want to have more than one way to make money, a minimum of 3, you know, ways of money. Because if one dries up, at least the other one is going. One of the things that we find ourselves in a bad situation, because we only relying on our paycheck every 2 weeks. Like, that just really ain't gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta have, you could call it a hustle, but we're here to help you change your hustle to a legitimate business. But even if you got that, you know what I'm saying, at least work on that and then try to work on some other forms of income. So that's why you see us offering products and services. And also, you know, a portion of our proceeds go to support the programming, which we're able to offer to the community. So this is how we create what they're now calling a circular economy. I guess we have our own circular economy where we do business to help support the good work. And that is a methodology that's effective and it can work. And then the other part we have here, which is in design, where it says information research packets. What the Institution of Financial Unity aims to do, this is our academic part where we want to do financial, where we're doing financial dissemination, you know, aggregation. We want to, instead of people going to buy their data about us from other places like Nielsen's or Forbes, whoever's aggregating data, we want to make sure, we want to be the place for Black data. But, you know, it's not opinion. It has to be, you know, quantitative, qualitative. So we want to know, what is the percentage of Black owned businesses in Ohio, in Cleveland, in New York? Which ones have good quality customer service? Who, you know, what were the reviews? Which ones are doing international business? What percentage of Black owned vendors do they have? You know, we want to create that information so that we will have that as a product that we can serve to other Black owned businesses and organizations. That's something we should own ourselves, because with all of this data, metadata, and everything they're collecting on us, even now on this YouTube channel, you know, they probably taking every single word I'm saying and translating it into a piece of data. We should own that, and that's big business. So that's the academic arm of us, the research arm, you know, any partners. And that's where we try to stay academic, because you want to stay on the cutting edge of your discipline, and practicum, and as well as, you know, just knowledge based and research based. So yeah, of course we do tours as well. And so we do a lot, but I just encourage everybody, when you're thinking about money, think about diversifying. I won't go through all our accomplishments and programs, but, you know, these are just some of the things that we've done over a period of time, partners we have, you know, nationally and internationally. You can see the ones in bold, because I feel like I'm talking a long time, so I want to pause. What's the last one we have here? And I think I just spoke to this a little bit, but I'll pause here just 1 minute so I can review it, because sometimes repetition is good. If you are out there listening, family, and you are about Black people and you want to do something good for the community, but you also mean business and you're in business, think about being a social enterprise, making sure you couple for-profit business with maybe nonprofit business. And this is the revenue model that this is what it looks like. You can get grants. I'm not really against grants if there's no strings attached. You have to really vet that stuff out. Instead of, one of the things that I learned, instead of taking grants directly, you can contract with somebody else who has the grant. And then you can just be a vendor or a consultant to the grant. So that's a way that you can get revenue into your organization if you don't want to fool with the whole grant process. The other thing is charitable donations. That's always good. Like, it's so easy to do that now. You can just do that on Facebook. You can do that anywhere. So if somebody believes in what you're doing, you can do crowdfunding, you know, and if you're 501, you can give that to them as a tax write-off. So that's an incentive for people to donate if they can bring down their, you know, tax liability. And maybe they just believe in what you're doing. We know that we're in an attention economy right now. We're in a passion economy. We're in an information economy. I tried so hard to stay in the shadows and just to put my organization out in the front. But when I started listening to professionals, they like, people support you because they buy into you, not necessarily, you know, your logo and what you're doing. So you have to put yourself out there now. And people will, you know, y'all see it every day. People getting cash apps. That's what we need to be doing on Thorough Black Talk. I mean, doing the cash thing, whatever. They be collecting a whole lot of money just talking to people. So, you know, you can get charitable donations. And then, you know, fundraising and events. I'm just leaving a fundraiser. The room was full. You know, people, they'll buy a dinner ticket for $200. Like, they will do it if they believe in what you're doing. And you do that once a year. And you do fun events and raise money. But the reason I put in big letters, products and services, because this is the way I think that we should go about it as a businesswoman. Create products, create services, sell them, make a profit, and, you know, put that back into your social enterprise. So I wanted to just take some time with that, since we're talking about, you know, saving and investing. I spoke about this a little bit earlier, which is our Financial Unity Share Services team. You can keep going, Sister Keisha, to the next one. This just basically shows you, as you can see, the star is emphasizes products and services in our organizational structure. So this is the services part of that. The first team. Okay, you can advance a little bit more. And I'll just try to take some time to read this. If I don't have to take my glasses off, I can't see. The goal of Financial Unity Share Services is to provide relief for the business owner that is forced to perform nearly every function of the business. Our team is designed to provide business support services that frees the time and focus of the business owner toward growing demand and ensuring quality service delivery. I just think that's important. I did borrow this concept from working in corporate. And what they do, for example, they do a lot of mergers and acquisitions. I'll give you an example. Maybe I'm company A, right? And I bought up company B, and company B I already have payroll, legal, you know, IT. I already have that. So I acquire company B. They have payroll, legal, and IT. I acquire company C. They have payroll, legal, and IT. And finance, you know, so instead of us having 4 payroll departments, 4 finance departments, 4 IT, we create what's called a shared services organization. And we have one financial support, one HR support, one IT. We run payroll out of one to support all those other existing businesses. And then those businesses focus on, you know, selling their product and perfecting their product. To me, bringing that to the Black community is what's up. You know, is what we need. And so that's the design of the first team, the Financial Unity Share Services. And these are the services we offer. And there's my beautiful ladies. You know, we're a group of all Black women. And that's what it is. I think that might be the end of my slide. And maybe, I don't know if I put my social media and links and stuff on there, but I'll definitely provide that. So I said a lot. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be able to, you know, bring that forward. On Thorough Black Talk today. I appreciate y'all. Where's Sister Keisha go?
It got too hot. She got excited. She pressed the button. I don't know, but
yes,
that was coming back in now. That was very amazing. You have so, you know, a plethora of services, and a lot of our people, I'm reading the comments, you know, people in our audience, I'm sure that they have some questions, and they can also contribute and want to know, you know, how they can keep in touch and follow everything that you're doing. I saw one sister in the comment asked, what is TAI? What is that? Or TAI? I'm not sure what that is. TAI?
Oh, TAI. Oh, yeah, TAI. TAI is an acronym for Teaching Artists Institute. The Teaching Artists Institute is headquartered in Baltimore, Maryland. We've been rocking. We actually, the founder of the Teaching Artists Institute, she I have been rocking since we started our organizations together. And you know what? We said we were going to help each other build. And that's also a good strategy because we were able to legitimize each other. She provided opportunities and resources for me. I provided opportunities and resources, services for her. And so we complemented each other. And the Teaching Artists Institute is there to use art for social transformation. And it offers fellowships, and also we partner together and we do tours. So when we actually do our tours, like we have our tour guides are artists, and so we're looking at the landscape from an artist, perspective when we take our tours. And that's one of the niches that we have in our business model that's different from anyone else, because we see things from the landscape of an artist. So she's teaching me the art of business, and I've taught her the business of art, and so that's how we complement one another. But that TIE stands for Teaching Artists Institute.
That's powerful right there. That's amazing. And also, I would like to ask you too, because in this time with finances and things of that nature, everyone is fearful about what's happening. Some people don't want to get the jab. Some people got the jab. Some people are quitting their jobs. Some people are getting fired. A lot of uncertainty with a lot of people that I speak to about the future of, them paying their bills and things of that nature. But we have so many people that have skills, and just listening to you and giving this presentation where you laid out so many different things that you have going on, it's like a lot of these organizations that we may work for that don't look like us, when they hear a sister like this, family, with all of these skills and talents, they hiring her like that. But this sister up here is doing it for us, and she don't have to. But they see these other people, they see the value in this sister. In fact, this sister will be running the goddamn organization. They will hire her to run their organization before they'll hire one of their own devil brother and sisters. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the value. So we have to start seeing the value in each other and in ourselves, family. So please, just one more time, can you let the listening audience know if they have a skill or talent, and they want to get with one of your organizations or one of the connections that you have, or even if they want to just purchase your products or something like that, just please let the people know where they can follow more of you.
Yes. Well, first of all, you can check out our website at blackfinancialunity.org. If you hit financialunity.org, it should take you there. Both of those URLs, we own those. Blackfinancialunity.org. You can go on there and sign up as a Unity broker. And, if you're interested in brokering Unity in your community, then we can help you do that. Or if you want products and services, you can also, please, everybody, follow us on Facebook. We're at Black Financial Unity. You'll find us on Facebook. We're also on IG at Financial Unity is our tag. And we also have Unity Beverages and Unity Apparel and Art on IG, and we have Facebook pages. Or you can hit me up on the Gmail, financialunity@gmail.com. So you can jump in my inbox, I'll respond, and get you going. So yeah, thank you for allowing me time on the platform. I just have to say, I love you all. And it's honestly, I have a personal philosophy that says, count your ones. The ones that you could get in the foxhole with, and they're going to have your back. And if you get wounded and you need to sit there and heal yourself, they're going to keep on fighting while you get healed. And I count y'all as ones. And it ain't that many of us out here. So we have to find each other and stick together. Count your ones. So I love y'all, respect y'all. I salute y'all to the utmost. And, know you got somebody, over here in Cleveland or wherever I'm at. I'm rolling with y'all. So peace and love. Thank you.
You too.
The same, sis. We definitely appreciate you again for all of you who are putting in comments, putting in questions. We got a couple of you selected for t-shirts, and we're going to announce that at the end of the program. Again, Sister Angela, it's always a blessing and an honor to have you amongst us. You my sister from another mister. And of course, if we in the foxhole, You already know what it is. But
indeed,
let me let you go because I see a lot of people with apparel businesses, t-shirts, hats, or whatever, and you're doing horrible. As Brother Ashe said, you know, some of us come with experience. And I'm telling you, what the Yoruba pay your girl, y'all need help. You really need help. And if you don't seek that help, if you don't educate yourself a little bit better, I'm trying to be as calm and respectful as my sister said I should be, you are going to fail. And a lot of you do fail. A lot of you do fail. A lot of us come with information that can help your business, your apparel, and your footwear business flourish overnight to get you into retailers, the larger retailers, without having to go through the muck and mire. Some of us have those connections. Some of us have connections in other countries where your manufacturing costs can be lowered as opposed to buying wholesale. But you refuse. So, good luck with
And you
that.
know what? You know what, too, Keisha? Like, to add on what you're saying too, if it is doing good, if it is starting a new starting up business and it's doing well, a lot of people don't even know how to scale their business. A lot of people might open up and set up shop and it's looking good, and then a year later they realize, oh, they didn't plan for this growth that they have, and they don't know what the next step is. Sister Angela is already doing that. She's giving you guys, business, the ability for you to take your business and get coaching. And this sister has been somebody that's been doing it for years and years, family. So we bring in a connect. Sister Angela is the actual connect. The people that's actually doing it and successful in the industry. You know what I'm saying? Right now, like I said, that even these devils would hire if they could, but our sister is doing it on her own. But when we bring people to the platform like this, you got to realize that this is an actual connect. So please utilize her email, all of the platforms that she gave you. Please keep in touch, family, because these, like Keisha said, these are things that'll really help you to level up, to learn how to scale your business, and things that after you get into it, you might not even know about, like what the next step is to keep functioning. Earlier, we were talking about, I think it was Sister Angela said, building up a organization that lasts hundreds of years. Well, when we talk about these devils, how many businesses that they got that they business, not even an organization, a business that have been open for 100 years, and they pass it down to the next generation and the next generation. Do you think that a lot of these Black-owned businesses right now, unfortunately, we see in a plethora of new entrepreneurs, and that's amazing, but do they have the skills and are equipped to stay around for that long? Or even worse, are we going to make money and then marry other race and then give our wealth away? You know what I'm saying? Like, we have so many different tasks, but when you don't set yourself up from the very beginning for success, failure is inevitable. So let's make sure we get with people that are more experienced, put the ego to the side, realize, family, that people have been doing this work and can really assist you. And by assisting you, we are assisting each other. We got to look at it like that, family. So I'm definitely excited to learn more about financial unity. I'm working on my portfolio right now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm about to be a couple years from now. Trust me. I'm telling you, we're going to be doing it, family. So don't get left behind.
Hey, I want to jump in real quick because I know Sister Keisha is a guru and what she was speaking about. And I mean, I don't even know if the family really even know who they have in this sister right here. You know what I mean? But what I will tell you, this is what I do, Sister Keisha. I give you about 30, 45 minutes on the complimentary side. You know what I mean? Sit down, talk to them. But then when you want to get the game, don't trip. Like, write your sister a check, because you're going to write it to somebody else and we're going to give you love. Really, we won't even charge you the whole thing, but we have expertise. We're giving you our time and you can see immediate results with what we're giving you. So Sister Keisha know what plus if somebody has resources and connections and you don't got to go through the front door, you can go through the side or slide through the back. You don't know good business if you don't understand that you got the hook or the link. Like, that's worth, being fair and being equitable with the people that you're working with. And that's something we have to learn as a community, as Black people. Because I tell you, when you go to Houston, the Mexicans understand that. You know what I mean? You go to any city in America, the Asians understand that. Y'all can preach. I'm preaching to the choir. We know Asians don't buy macaroni and cheese and greens, but we know we eat all the whatever they make. You know what I mean? Yep. Even what y'all call the small hats. You know what I'm saying? They keep that thing circulating. So this is not, we ain't even ask you to do it on the love. That's cool. But when you see quality, you just got to know, you know what I mean? You need to connect in the quality. It's somebody that's going to help you get the results. You know when you got a preacher game talking, you know when somebody giving you game, and you know when somebody gaming you, and you know when somebody giving you the game. And if you don't know the difference, then you need to go back to the classroom. But you know, deal with Sister Keisha as well when it comes to, you know, dealing with that apparel, because she know she got it together, and she right there in the heart of, you know, New York. So yeah, thanks for mentioning that, Brother Ashe. I want to connect with y'all, and honestly, family, I just want to put a sense of urgency out in the atmosphere, because we living in an unprecedented times, and for even to have the brothers and sisters, you know, this viewership should be crazy, but I ain't even tripping on that, because I believe it's a remnant. You know, everybody ain't going, and it ain't really about quality. It's about, quantity. It's about the quality of people that you're connecting the Black dots with, because we, you know, what it say, you move certain people on the chessboard, everybody ain't on the, you know, on a certain level. And so when we find each other, we have to understand what we have here. And some of the things that we even bring in is putting a risk, because we on somebody else's platform. You know what I mean? So if you got it, if we giving it to you and giving it to you freely, don't let us do that in vain. Don't waste it. Understand the value of what you have right here on Thorough Black Talk. I mean, this is for the love. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's do business. Let's do it right. Let's not delay. We need ships, trains, planes, and fleets of trucks. Like, that's where it is with us. We can sell some shirts and sell some shoes, but we need to be being able to move this food and move these shoes from coast to coast and from country to country. Like, we on that type of time right now.
That's right.
Facts, sis. So we ain't gonna hold you. We gonna let you go. I know you busy on the move doing what you do. Keep doing it, sis. You know we love you. We appreciate you. And definitely we got to have you back here on the Brooklyn Bridge, because I ain't even get into the investment side of it. I ain't even get into all that.
Yeah,
I just want people to see what it is that you do and what you offer. For those of you who have business, you want to reach out to her and her team and see if they can help you grow. See if they can help you become more financial literate. As you see, Brother Tad is not here. Brother Tad is taking classes right now to take Better Days Ahead Fitness and this platform to the next level. So we doing what we doing. So again, sis, we thank you. We appreciate you. We love you. Stay strong and be safe out there. Black Power.
Yeah. Sante Sana, Black Power.
One more time before you go. Ashe.
Ashe.
Oh boy, helping white Jesus. So, family, again, we said that we would choose a couple of you to give t-shirts to. Let me say we have Brother Black Magus, who we are giving a t-shirt to, and all of the shirts will go out Monday. We have Sister Amanetu. You were nominated for a shirt. And the last for tonight, because we coming back next week to give you some more, is Sister Marie. So yes, we will need you all. Everybody except Black Magus, because he's already done so. Sister Amanetu and Sister Marie Raymond. We're going to need you to inbox us your shipping address. You could do it to me personally, or you could do it to Thorough Black Talk. Again, thank you for everyone who tunes in from around the globe. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. And in fact, next week's guest, Brother Ashe got the hookup. We bringing in the brother from Uganda, in the building. So we going across the water. But
Yeah.
I wanted to give the connection with why it is the Yorugu. And shout out to Sister Veronica Nikki. We appreciate your contribution and always being out there on the front line. We definitely appreciate you. Thank you so much. Um, the connection with Europe, Haiti, and China. Right now, China is China manufacturing model has become a thorn in the side to the world. That is Europe, that is the United States, and that is around the globe, Africa, wherever, has become a thorn in the side. Now, 15 years ago, I gave a presentation and I said to those people in the room that we as African people have the ability to steal manufacturing power from China overnight. If we look into Haiti, if we look into Jamaica, if we look into Cuba, and if we look into Trinidad, we can do it overnight. So, mainstream business, the Yorugu, has slowly but surely started manufacturing processes coming out of Haiti. Some tablets are made in Haiti. Various, as Sister Angela said, data mechanisms being produced out of Haiti right now. It takes 120 days minimum for a product. Let's use apparel or footwear, for example. That's something I know about. A minimum of 120 days from the manufacturing and getting it on a vessel to ship to a shore here in California, Maryland, New York, wherever it may be. China right now is pulling the old squeeze play on Europe and the United States. So, what they have done, let's say, for example, Ashe develops a hat and he orders 50,000 pairs to be manufactured in China. What is happening? Ashe originally agreed to pay $3,500 to get his product put on a vessel, not to produce, to put on a vessel to have it shipped to the United States. China has now increased that cost from $3,500 to $15,000 to $25,000 markup. So that markup is coming to you, the consumer, immediately. This quarter, this season, all of you are getting markups. You're going to see it all over the stores. They have also, China, pushed back the release of vessels. So from apparel and shoes to, as Brother Ashe, you have the holy horror day season coming up. Parents want toys for their children. People want tablets, things of that nature. They have pushed those vessels back. So instead of being 120 days to get into the country, it is now 300 plus days on top of that. So that makes your consumer pissed off. Pissed off. But they can't do anything about it unless these manufacturing houses become independent. Because once the goods get in, let's say Ashe's hat get into the United States, you have, let's say, a famous footwear who will sell it for a particular price. You'll have Foot Locker sell it for a particular price, and Amazon have it for a particular price. Now, companies like Amazon are also pulling a squeeze play on manufacturers, meaning Ashe produce a one of a kind hat, but I could come in and with a bootleg and get it pressed on Amazon and sell it for a lower markup than Ashe does, stealing his consumer, even though Amazon signs a contract that they will not do that. Amazon then comes to Ashe and say, you know what? In order for us to continue watching this, you're going to have to lower your retail cost to our consumer. So you shop on Amazon, you're getting a great price, but they're squeezing Ashe. So now Ashe needs a partner. This is how the game goes. It is a gangster operation. So those of you who are in apparel and footwear, you don't know the behind the scenes things. In fact, the brother who produces Nagas footwear, he had shown on his Instagram the finally getting in some new product. And I started throwing out comments that only he would know, being a manufacturer, having his product produced overseas. And he started coming back, yo, you know what the hell you talking about. You know your stuff. Inbox me, so and so and so. However, it went nowhere because it's hard to get people to understand, as Sister Angela says, what we can do. What we can do. Right now, it is not just delays coming out of China, but there is so much congestion in the shipping ports right now. So let's say Ashe's hat finally reaches the U.S. shores. They're in California, they're in Maryland, and they're at the port, they're at the docks. There are so many vessels backed up that it may take Ashe now an additional month or a month and a half before he can get his hat. So now your consumers are pissed off. His customers like, yo, I've been waiting for this for such and such time. I've been waiting for this. The consumer gets pissed off and they look at you in a bad light as being a bad business. But that's not necessarily the case. You don't have people giving you this information, what's going on behind the scenes. So I say all this to say is that Europe, the United States, and others are looking to do away with China. Trump talked about it first. And Haiti is the model. But they want to do it without compromise, without paying for it, squeezing and flushing Haiti so much, so bad, that they can take over that landmass and do it for themselves. Because, like I said, if it took 120 to 300 days from China, it'll only take 2 weeks from Haiti. Therein lies what's really happening behind the scenes. China is a thorn to everybody, and everybody is looking for a way to get out of that. They're not telling you this. Mainstream media is not giving you this gem that I'm just dropping on you right now. But that's exactly what's happening. And if they can't do it there, because countries like India are also chomping at the bit, countries like Malaysia are also chomping at the bit. However, the cost is higher. The reason why Christian Louboutin shoes cost more than your average leather pump, stiletto, or sneaker or whatever is because of the markup in Malaysia. There is a squeeze play happening. Financial news will not even tell you these things. It is only those of us on the inside who know, who can give you this information. In fact, there are a few media magazines that are now starting to talk about this because it's such big of a problem. Pretty soon, you will not be able to find Nike on Amazon. You will not be able to find brands like Under Armour and New Balance. They are pulling out. It is too costly. Because what you used to pay, let's say Ashe hat, you pay $50 for Ashe's hat. Now, because of the squeeze play and the markup, it went from 50 to 75. He's not being greedy. He has to cover that cost because this country is pulling the squeeze play. So, I agree with Trump on that. You have to deal with China. You have to deal with them. And because the liberal of the world, the liberal political platforms, have been playing ball for so long, is coming back to the consumer in harsh ways. Because Brother Ashe can tell you, Sister Angela can tell you, Brother Ashe, Tag can tell you, they've been to the continent. They've been to the Caribbean. China runs it all. China runs it all. China is now, when you hear politicians talk about we have to deal with the infrastructure, they're not talking about the infrastructure, roads, bridges, tunnels here in the United States. Least like the liberal is. They're talking about catching up to the infrastructure that China is doing abroad. There is a fight behind the scenes to control the pipelines that control water from various countries. Mind you, China can't produce a goddamn thing without resources from everywhere else. However, they are paying other countries. So let's say IET says, you know, we need our roads done, we need our piping done, we need this, that, and the third. China will come in and say, we're going to pay for it all. We're going to pay for it all. But we're going to get that water pipeline. Everything is not about oil. Water is key. That's one of the huge fights that is happening with Israel right now. So we'll get into all of this deeper at another time, but I just wanted you all to connect the dots with what's really happening. And as Sister Angela says, there are a slew of us who Brother Ashe said will pay us a lot of money. I get recruit emails every day from various companies to pay us handsomely, which we won't even charge you a fraction for. So again, family, educate yourselves as you grow in business, as you grow in your personal lives. Understand what's happening. When you start seeing prices rising ridiculously, this is why. This is why. So if Ashe produces a hat and you think it's fly or fresh to death and you got to have it, and he comes with that markup, understand why. And if he's buying it not directly from a manufacturing house, because that in itself is a gangster operation. We'll get into that in another time. But if he's buying in wholesale, that markup is serious. That markup is serious. So we have to understand what happens behind the scenes, what's really taking place here. Because I don't want us to have a bad light with doing business with our people. Saying, well, they cost too much. You don't understand what's going on behind the scenes, family. So, again, we thank you. We appreciate you. Always kudos and love. Again, for all of those who are new to the platform, we love you. We appreciate you. Keep spreading this information. Keep spreading the links on your social media platforms. Share them with your families. You know, we appreciate that more than anything. So again, we have a great guest that should be with us next week. We going across the water because we got to unite. A united front is key. So, Brother Ashe, your final thoughts and comments?
Yeah, family. Yo, I'm about to watch the replay again because Sister Angela was really bringing it. I'm going to the website, matter of fact, because she got so many services. Not just the products, but the services, like talking about taxes, you know, business, you talking about coaching, so many different things. And like a lot of us, we already have stuff going on, but there's some of us that don't. Well, if you're wondering how to get your start, you can also go to her website and connect with her on so many different levels, family. You know what I'm saying? Set yourself up for success, and, you know, you'll be fruitful after that. So I just want to say thank you, special thank you to our guests for coming on tonight. Definitely welcome to come back. And family, if you have not done so yet, please go check out. We dropped a video on my social media, on my YouTube page. Please make sure y'all go follow Solid African. You go watch the recap of the video that we had, the event that we had at Nicholas, Brooklyn, the Black August event. I put a short recap up there with some clips. Sister Keisha, Tad, even Empress Filet from Philly came through. You could see a little clip of the event that we had. It was a great event, family. I know everybody's reaching out, asking when we're going to do another event. Listen, family, we got it coming. We working. But we ain't about doing just events. We about creating solutions. You know what I'm saying? So if you see us do an event, y'all really got to pull up and try your best effort to actually pull up or support somehow, because it's not just for us to sit around and feel good and put our dashikis on and feel like we did something. The event is just for us to come together and organize. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to be putting some plans behind what we're doing together in these events and things of that nature that we can really utilize, even with this Sister Angela tonight, things that we could really utilize to gain our freedom and to, utilize this momentum. Like I said earlier, I hear from people all the time now. Everybody's fearful about losing their job because of this jab, whether they're going to take it or not, how they going to pay their bills and things of that nature. Listen, well, we have always been a resilient people. We always been creative, so this is not anything different, family. Where there's a will, there's a way. So please make sure that when you're rocking with Thorough Black Talk, Tag, Keisha, Ashe, Solid African, everything that you're getting is thorough, family. Trust me. It's thorough and it's solid. So please do us a favor. We don't ask y'all for no money. Please make sure y'all share this video, share this platform. We're just going to continue to keep bringing you bangers when it comes to the conversations that we have, or when it comes to the guests that we have that really have solutions, tangible results that they can offer you, ways that you can make yourself better. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're doing. I don't want to be famous. I'm actually grateful that our platform is not even as big as it really should be. You know what I'm saying? Because like the Sister Angela said, it's quality over quantity. Because the people that we got on our platform that rock with us and the supporters, the audience, they solid, So I'd rather have it like that and let us organize and utilize that momentum and energy and carry it on. But if we're not using the information and planning and then spreading what we learn here in this cipher on every Thursday night, 8 to 10 p.m., tell a friend to tell a friend, and then taking that into our family, into our community. You know what I'm saying? That's what this every Thursday is supposed to be about, family. So I like the Sister Aminatu says she taking notes. You know what I'm saying? Please, if you got to get your pad and your pencil out, take notes or go and watch the replay of these videos. It's all up instantly on on YouTube and on Facebook. So make sure y'all follow Solid African. It's your brother Ashe SJ. Oh, before we go to this Saturday, they actually asked me to bartend, Sister Keisha. So I'm about to be at the event. I'm definitely pulling up. Shout out to my sister Marilyn, the chef. I was supposed to have her come on tonight, but we got mixed up with that. She's a busy woman. But our sister Marilyn, the chef, please make sure y'all follow her on Instagram at Marilyn, the chef, or I think she's on Facebook as well, but it's definitely on Instagram. And y'all can see the community garden. We have the fundraiser. We are starting a brand new community garden from scratch right in Crown Heights. It's on Rogers Avenue, Black-owned community garden. We will be gardening and also teaching the youth how to farm, things of that nature, family. And it's going to be an amazing event. We're going to have the DJ. We're going to have some drinks. We're going to have the people there. So please make sure y'all follow Marilyn, the chef, this Saturday, the community garden on Rogers Avenue. We doing real work, family. So please, if y'all free, come through. Come pull up, enjoy. Let's have a good time, but it's for a good cause at the same time. So that's what it is, family. Your brother Ashe SJ. I ain't even get to tell y'all how I almost had to bust this cat head on Tompkins the other day, but we're going to save that for another night. Because, like Ty say, I don't want to hear no women talking about black men don't stand up for them. I don't want to hear. You could talk to that to some dudes out there, but when it come to me, you can't never say that about Ashe. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'll tell y'all that story another time, family. But this is your brother Ashe SJ. No armchair revolutionaries around here. I'm just tired of talking, family. I'm about that action. You heard? About that action. We about that life up here. But this your brother Ashe SJ signing out. Make sure y'all follow Solid African, Thorough Black Talk. Till next week. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Always remember, true courage is knowing how to suffer That's a Haitian proverb. Ça passe, coupe tête boule ka. Sister Keisha.
Yes, family. Again, thank you, thank you, thank you, Sister Marie, Sister Amanetu. Please send us your shipping addresses so we can get these t-shirts out to you, and we'll be giving out more next week. So don't feel slighted. Oh, I ain't getting a t-shirt this week. Keep the comments coming, keep the questions coming, and you could win next week too. All we ask is that when you receive the t-shirts, you take a picture of yourself wearing the t-shirt and send it to us. All courtesy of attorney Easily Danto, who definitely loves thorough black talk and how we move. I will see you all on the Brooklyn Bridge this Saturday. Fort Greene taking over the Brooklyn Bridge, how we do every year in honor of Keisha Jackson Grant, one of the real ones. When Brother Tad and Sister Waukesha and Sister Tam, they would have their community meetings with the children party. It was Nas Keish who made sure they had the community center space to make sure that they had everything that they need to make that program a success. So she lost her life to leukemia, and every year we take over the Brooklyn Bridge. You're going to see the classic cars pull up, take over the bridge, literally. So I will see some of you. If you want to join us, meet me at Tillery Park at 1:30 p.m. I will be in Tillery Park. We start there, and then we move over to the bridge at about 2:30, 3 o'clock. Okay, so meet me at Tillery Park about 1:30 Saturday, because prior to that, I have to give honor and respect to cousin Eamon, who lost his life, one of the oldest members in my family. So I have to deal with that in the morning. So I will be at Tillery Park 1:30 Saturday. If you want to walk across the bridge in honor of Nash Keish, a real one in Brooklyn, be there. And again, pull up to the community garden. Brother Ashe is bartending. Make sure he gets you right. You heard? Make sure he gets you right. Shout out to Sister Angela. We appreciate you. Thank you. Marilyn, the chef. All the best to you this Saturday. Thank you, sis. Thank you. Shout out to Sister Aisha for the donation. Sister Vera, Sister Veronica, thank you for the donation. We appreciate you. Good night, y'all. We out of here. We rolling. See you when we see you.